You have to understand to not allow any of these people near you because these people are deadly. They're deadly, dude. Anyone that participates in your gang stalking operation, just understand that they want to destroy you. Anyone who does the weird gang stalking grin, the weird hand thing, anyone who harasses you indirectly, you have to understand the seriousness of your behavior, of their behavior. Every single person that engages in your gang stalking operation wants you dead, or crazy, or both. Which is exactly why you have to be really, really, really serious about who you allow into your life because these people are murderers. As the days go by, my understanding of what happened to my mind is cleared up. This is not a theory anymore. This is what gang stalking did to my mind. The entire operation of gang stalking makes you have involuntary thoughts. Involuntary thoughts. Those are thoughts that are out of the control of your consciousness. Essentially, that's exactly what hearing voices is. Hearing voices are literally thoughts floating in your mind that are out of the control of the target's consciousness. When these thoughts are not in control of the target's consciousness, guess who's in control? The outside environment. This is essentially what gang stalking takes advantage of. Gang stalking imposes an alternative narrative to your reality. This is possible because gang stalking is comprised of so many people. When I was working at O'Reilly Auto Parts, every single person there that I worked with was pushing this alternate narrative into my life. Oscar Ledesma, Berenice Rivero, some of the customers. It is such a crazy impossibility because you would think that a place such as O'Reilly Auto Parts, and especially because my boss at that time, I knew her for many years, all of a sudden would take such a role, in actively trying to make me go insane is crazy. It's really crazy. When there are thoughts in your head that you have no control over, someone has to control them. And gang stalkers take charge of your mind pretty much because they are imposing a reality. They are doing the weird facial expressions and they are insulting you and being mean to you underhandedly. And a lot of times, not so underhandedly. They say things to make you doubt what you hear. They say things that sound like an insult and you are meant to perceive them as an insult, but legally they're not really insulting you. For example, when my coworker Maxima something that big this big dude at the O'Reilly Auto Parts in Imperial Beach, he would literally tell me, "Oh, shut up!" And legally, he didn't really say the words, but you know when they're trying to tell you to shut up without actually telling you to shut up. It's obvious. Additionally, there were times where they would say things with their mouth, or I mean, move their mouth to tell you something without the voice coming out. They wouldn't actually say it, but they would make sure that you're looking at them right in their mouth, and they would tell you to shut up without actually voicing it out. That way they can deny it, which is clever as hell. I have never been a person that is actively trying to demoralize someone, and I would have never thought of those things being a thing. That's actually really creative. It's a really creative way of harassing people. You're imposed, or these people are imposing onto you a reality, and it adds stress, it adds anxiety, and literally you simply start having thoughts that don't come from your consciousness, but that come from the impositions of these people. So, in the end, gang stalking, what does to you is that it causes your mind to produce thoughts that you have no control over. I still have those thoughts. They're still here and there. They are a lot less though. However, I have found out a way of making my mind go back to normal. This is the third day where I'm using this method. I'm gonna tell it to you again. When my mind is idling, or when I catch myself thinking about any negative experience that have to do with gang stalking, whenever I catch myself, I immediately bombard my mind with images of things that I like. Immediately. And there are times where I feel like my mind is fighting me. And part of me kind of wants to think about gang stalking. I wanted to add, when those thoughts
are vocal, like when I actually hear the my own thoughts or hear a voice or whatever, I produce a thought of my own that is louder. I start thinking an affirmation. That way, it takes away at the space for these intrusive or unwanted thoughts to come through. I am practically blocking out any voice or any unwanted thought that is produced by this thing that gang stalking did to my mind. Instead, I am occupying all of my mental bandwidth with an affirmation. That way, there is no imposition made even by these involuntary thoughts onto my consciousness.
which is the craziest thing. But I have to overcome that, and I simply just cut off that train of thought by imposing onto my mind images or little movies of the things that I want to do. It has been 3 days since I began doing that, and now I haven't just sat somewhere and just zone out thinking about the negative experiences that gang stalking did to me. That hasn't happened once. I'm literally fixing my mind day by day. And the fastest way to fix your mind is simply to bombard your mind with things that you want to think about. Today is the first day where I'm just hanging out and my mind is idling, and I accidentally think about a memory that has been lost in my mind for years. Gang stalking thoughts don't torment me anymore because I am not allowing them to torment me anymore. They are not vivid because I am not allowing my mind to go there. I am changing my neurological pathways. But it's not something that happens naturally. I want my mind to go back to normal as soon as possible. And a normal mind is when the consciousness has control over all of the beliefs, all of the perceptions, and when the mind can think rationally. 2 days ago, I had another moment where I was angry because I had the belief that something was unpurposeful to me, and it took so much of me to control that anger. That anger literally blinded me from thinking rationally. It's insane how the emotions literally blinded me from thinking rationally. They did. But that is the aftermath of gang stalking. I'm just happy that I understood the mechanics behind it. Because if I would have not understood how gang stalking actually messes your mind, I would have probably I don't know. I have no idea what would have been if I would have not understood exactly what was happening to me. So if you're a targeted individual, please understand that gang stalking literally will destroy your mind. And there's going to be a point where you start losing control of your own beliefs, of your own perceptions, of your emotions, but you will lose control of them because the people around you are literally controlling them for you. They are controlling your beliefs, they are controlling everything about you. The craziest thing is that you're not even gonna notice it. Well, you're gonna notice it because you're gonna feel it, but you're not gonna know what happened. In the end, you're gonna end up being some mindless person being completely controlled by these people. So you have to understand to not allow any of these people near you because these people are deadly. They're deadly, dude. Anyone that participates in your gang stalking operation, just understand that they want to destroy you. Anyone who does the weird gang stalking grin, the weird hand thing, anyone who harasses you indirectly, you have to understand the seriousness of their behavior. Every single person that engages in your gang stalking operation wants you dead, or crazy, or both. Which is exactly why you have to be really serious about who you allow into your life because these people are murderers, but they're trying to murder you in a legal manner. They really are. These people want you to lose your memory. They want you to have nothing. They want you practically dead, brain dead. And their actions are serious business. You cannot simply consider because it was just a weird smile or a harassment with the headlights. You cannot take that lightly. You have to understand the seriousness of this. Anyone that engages in your gang stalking operation wants you brain dead, wants to control you, wants you to not be there. And they want to paint you as someone who ended up destroying themselves. Gang stalkers manipulate your actions. They manipulate you to take some actions that will work against you. You have to understand that. That's exactly why it's so important for you to block, to disengage from, and to stop talking to anyone who engages in your gang stalking operation in any way, shape, or form. Be it telling you, oh, so when was the last time you went to the casino? Or, oh my God, I feel so fat. Or just telling you to shut up in a way that can't be denied. That is gang stalking, dude. And look, if I would go through everything again, any person that harassed me like that, I would immediately kick them out or tell them to not speak to me again. Immediately. First 5 seconds that they demonstrate any type of behavior that is meant to destroy you. Gang stalking is a bunch of people doing little things to mess up your mind, to mess up your life, in in such a way that you can't say much about it or go to the cops because it's something so small, but these actions are cumulative. And these forms of harassment are vocalized a lot of times. They are done in person. So if anyone harasses you on the street, as little as it might be, you want to call the cops and then take a picture of them and file a report because that's harassment. If you happen to have your own place, put cameras in your place. Put cameras. I literally just put a couple of cameras here inside the house. Literally. I only had cameras outside, but now I put three here inside the house. Just in case if I wanna invite anyone over, now I have cameras inside my house. Because guess what? If I invite someone over and they try to pull off a fast one on me, I'm gonna get that video, go to the cops, and press charges. I already did once. If you are a targeted individual, you have to understand that. You have to take the actions of these people seriously because they seriously want you gone. It's not a joke. If you are a targeted individual, just be incredibly careful. If anyone acts angry towards you without any reason, be careful. Your intuition will tell you. Your intuition will tell you. If someone is causing you a pull on your stomach where you know something is wrong, don't sign anything. Don't exchange money. Don't say yes to anything. Just leave. The craziest thing is that people that you have never met, people that shouldn't have any connection with you, will know things about you. And that is where the part about you being paranoid comes into play. But look, if you initially make the assumption that everyone knows something about you, you are gonna value more your own time because you're gonna be incredibly discerning with who you decide to invest your time with. You're not gonna be just talking to anyone, but you're gonna be more careful who you talk to. You're gonna wanna know more about them. What do you do? How do you do it? What are you into? And the moment that they try to steer the conversation towards your gang stalking narrative, that is when you have to be more significantly more careful. That's one of the observations that I have made is when I'm talking to someone and they immediately try to steer me into the nymphomaniac, sex addict, drug addict, crazy gang stalking narrative, I just block them and I stop talking to them. When you navigate life and you simply assume that anyone that you talk to can be a potential gang stalker, you're gonna start saying no to a lot more people. You're gonna start saying to not talk to you to a lot more people, and that's a really good thing. One of the things that I realized is that there's people that try to just take your time away from you without any actual interest in knowing you, but just try to make you feel some type of negative emotion, try to put you off balance. And that is an immediate red flag. Notice that I have only gotten better since I moved here. And that's because I began applying everything that I'm telling you about. I was purposefully ridiculous and annoying to the people that were pushing the gang stalking narrative and mean to the point where they wouldn't want to talk to me again. And that's what's going to work better for me because that's going to guarantee me that these people are not going to want to mess with me anymore. I had never done that in my life. I wanted to be liked by everyone, but there's people that just simply are going to hate you for being you. And the moment that I realized that, and the moment that I saw that these people were going to hate me regardless of my actual intentions, that's when I gave myself permission, to simply be. And it gave me a backbone because in the end I really 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 stopped caring about these people. Like I stopped caring what they think, I stopped caring what they would say, anything that has to do with me, I just stopped caring. And that's what actually gave me the power to just say things and do things that would make them not want to talk to me. And that was the best decision I made, you know. The only reason that I can do those things now was because gang stalking taught me. Gang stalking literally taught me how to be a crappy person to people that deserve to have that version of me. Because in the end, it is them who miss out on someone who is a fantastic and loyal friend. They're the ones that lost, not I. So yeah, I'm tooting my own horn. But you know, if I don't toot it, no one is gonna toot it for me. Well, that's not true. That's not true. Thankfully now to this channel, you know, I have a powerful way of communicating everything that's happening in regards to my gang stalking operation. Anyways, that's what I wanted to tell you guys today in this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying this content, please subscribe. Your views, your likes, your comments are some of the best ways to show your support for the channel. If you don't know me, hello, I am Efren Rodriguez Guerrero and I have been targeted for 8 years. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you on my next video. Bye.